let's talk about Deebo Samuel in particular. So you asked players who showed up to minicamp, didn't participate in team drills, but talked to the media. Deebo Samuel is one of them. And when he spoke, it was so interesting because he had a ton of introspection and insight into himself. He's basically, well, he didn't basically, he explicitly said that he was trash, awful last year, out of shape. He allowed the contract stuff to distract him, and he had a terrible year. And he's vowing to not let that happen this year. He's going to be in better shape. He's going to be more focused. He's going to be more motivated. He said all that. You rarely hear athletes be that honest about themselves. And yet,
did he use the word trash?
I believe he did. He definitely used the word awful. I believe he said trash as well.
Okay,
trash.
Let's not get into a judgment for a second. Let's go slow here because there's a lot. There's a lot. First of all, I appreciate that he came out to talk. And I appreciate his honesty. I've never met him, but I sort of looked at him. He's a very nice looking guy. He has dimples. He has a very engaging smile.
Yeah.
I think he's shy. I know he's reluctant with the media, but I don't think he's a jerk. He strikes me as, there can be people who are very rich and very famous who are also shy. I always felt Joe Montana was shy. And
especially in a press conference setting, right? Like there's a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah. Yes, because if you say the wrong thing, I try to keep some of them try to keep their answers short so they don't get into trouble. And I respect that. I understand that. I respect that he said that he had a bad season and that it was his fault. And and Iggy, that whole thing with the contract, we said it at the time. This is going to louse up his season. He's not acting in a mature manner.
No.
In addition, I want to say one other thing. Last season, when you would do your grades, you would generally give him not a very high grade.
No.
And a lot of people thought you were a jerk. You were anti him. He gave himself the same low grade. So
maybe a worse grade. Gave himself a straight up F. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you were saying all season last season was correct. And I'm proud of you for that you didn't feel intimidated. So you had to say he was doing good when he wasn't doing good.
Right.
All right. Let's get to the paradox now in what his activity. You get to it.
I mean, he has so much insight. Like he understands himself 98% of the way. Yes, last year was unacceptable. Yes, you put yourself in that position. Yes, you can absolutely fix it. You can be the guy you were in 2021. You've done it before. You can do it again. Great. It's great to hear you say all those things. So why aren't you practicing?
Exactly.
You practiced in 2021. You weren't that guy in 2021. In 2021, you were there every step of the way in every single practice, like Brandon Ayuk, like Christian McCaffrey. And that offseason regimen paid off for you. Now you're talking about it, which is a great step, but why not follow through and practice? It was 2 days.
Iggy, I am amazed that he couldn't apply his words to his actions.
I don't get it.
There is such a disjunction between what he said and what he does. And it makes me respect what he says a little less and be suspect of what he says. Get your tush on the field. Be one of the leaders. McCaffrey, be there with Kittle and McCaffrey. Raise the standard. Iggy, I find him really puzzling.
Yeah. It's almost like he said it because it sounds good.
Yes.
I sucked last year. Like, of course you didn't suck last year. Like you didn't come close to your standard that you set in 2021 when you were an all-pro and arguably an MVP candidate. You didn't come close to that, but you were one of the best players on the team still, obviously. But you say you were trash. Great to hear it. Practice.
Absolutely. So I don't accept someone. It's like saying I take full responsibility, which is always bullshit when they say I take full responsibility for last season for how I didn't play up to my standard, but I'm not going to do anything different this season. That's pretty bad.
It is pretty bad. And again, Brandon Ayuk's showing you up, Deebo. He's there every day.
Every day, not complaining. I got to tell you, Iggy, Brandon Ayuk is one hell of a competitor.
Yeah, he's one hell of an athlete. And it's like he hasn't missed a game since his rookie year. And it seems to me football is such a It's all about what kind of shape you're in. And if you want to make it through 20 games, then you have to be working out constantly. You don't take off. I'm not saying he's not working out, but like you have to get in football shape and you have to stay in football shape like most of the year. And Brandon Ayuk's always in football shape. Christian McCaffrey's always in football shape. Can't say that about Deebo.
Iggy, I wish that you would know Ayuk better. Like
Yeah.
you got to know Jimmy Ward. What
Yeah.
what a wonderful guy. Ayuk, I have a feeling there is so much depth there. Don't you?
Yes.
That
Yes,
this is a
absolutely.
bright, perceptive guy
Person.
who's making judgments all the time.
Exactly. And he has his
Don't you
own
think?
perspective like Jimmy Ward. He's not just, a mouthpiece for the coaching staff or whatever.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe during the season when you're allowed in there, I think it would be give it a shot with him.
Of course. Of course.
Say your
Absolutely.
father said you should do it.